back and forth and just starting to notice how you're feeling on your chair, noticing the support of the chair underneath you. I love knowing I'm supported in practice, so I hope that you can feel that support of the chair as well. And then let's just do that a little bit of coming down from crown all the way to feet and noticing how supported you are and noticing any places you might be having some tension this morning. Where could you take some breaths into those places and then the exhales to soften them wherever you can. Letting the breath be the worker for us this morning. In our inhale, that's nourishing. Exhale, that can be releasing and supporting. So just having that awareness as you're moving in and out of breath, just having that awareness of breath moving in and out. Inhaling, exhaling. The beauty of our breath, the sustainer of us. And as we move in and out of our breathing, we notice the qualities of our breath this morning. And let's just focus on two of them. That awareness of the qualities of an even and continuous breath. It's moving in and out, whatever even is for you. We're not going to try and force it. And then the continuousness of the breathing, inhaling, exhaling, no pausing. The beauty of the inhale, the amazingness of the exhale. And as we arrive onto our seats this morning to practice, we set intention, as we always do, that today, like every day, we are here together, supported in this beautiful way of technology, that we come together in an inclusive community that's authentic and unconditionally supportive. We release all of the idea of the inner critic today as we practice, and we be kind to ourselves as we move through our movements today, our poses. And I set all that intention into our practice today with kindness from my heart to all of yours. If there's a word or intention you like to set for practice, go ahead and do that. And then take a big, deep inhale. And as you exhale out, start to let your head start to tilt down towards your lap. And as your head starts to tilt down towards your lap, let your shoulders start to move. And then blinking your eyes open, you're noticing what color your shorts might be or the pants you have on, just bringing your sight into awareness as you're just noticing. And then let your arms come down off your lap, rolling the shoulders still. And then as you're rolling your shoulders, still moving, lift your head up and then let your head go over towards the left, still rolling the shoulders. You might want to take them in the opposite direction now, just to keep moving them. Then take your head towards neutral and bring your head over towards the right as your shoulders are moving. Excellent. Bring your head back to neutral. Pause the shoulders, shake out the arms, lift your arms all the way up, reach up, grab opposite elbows now. And then lengthen your shoulders up around your ears. Take a big, deep inhale here. Exhale, release your arms back down. Yep, maybe that arm, your left arm or your right arm touches the back of your head. Let's do it 2 more times. Reach up, really reach. Take a big, deep inhale. Nice stretch in the back body and bring it down. 1 more time. Reach up, reach up, and bring it down. And then release, let your arms come all the way down, roll your shoulders. Beautiful. And then we're going to do some seated cat-cow with our sitting in our chairs back today. So I want you to notice how that feels. It might feel a little awkward because then we're going to do it coming to the front, but let's just do that cow and cat. So we do that cow and then our cat. And just kind of notice, because we're sitting up close, what that feels like. You might notice that there's more of a sensation in the upper part of the body because the pelvis is sitting back far on the chair. When we move forward and do cow-cat, you can get the pelvis moving a little bit more. There's more of that little bit of movement that can happen because of the way we're sitting. So we're just doing this sitting forward. So this is more of an upper awareness. And I want you to really notice that as your collarbone bones draw away and then shoulder blades draw away as you come into cow and cat. Beautiful, moving back and forth. Excellent. The next time you come into your cat, the shoulders are rounded, coming towards your body. Take a breath. Exhale, release, let your shoulders soften and then lift up and then take it into that cow and just lean back. Notice your shoulders, breathe. Exhale, release, come to neutral. Fantastic. Arms go out to the side, palms face down for a moment. Just let them face down, then turn them up. And then let's just do this movement, getting those shoulders going. So we're getting that internal rotation, external rotation, internal, maybe even the pinkies kind of go up as you turn the hands this way. Beautiful. And you could take a little bit of movement with the shoulders for sure. You can come forward and lean back a little bit and notice how that's feeling. Excellent. Next time the palms are up, pause for a moment, bring the arms in. Elbows cross, take the arms out, turn the palms down, elbows cross again, out, palms up and crisscross, out, palms down, crisscross. You get the idea, palms up, crisscross, palms down, crisscross, palms up, crisscross, palms down, crisscross, palms up, crisscross, palms down, crisscross, whatever arm is up. Grab your shoulders, hug yourself, lift your elbows up, take a big deep inhale. Exhale, come forward, let yourself fold in here, grabbing the backs of your shoulders and letting the weight of your body and gravity help you come forward. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. And then release. Come on up to sitting. And I'm going to step back now and I'm just going to get myself situated. If you were joining and you didn't grab a block, make sure you have one today. And now before we do anything else, let's come forward on the chair and do the cat-cow forward and notice the difference of it. You might feel a lot different, because we're moving pelvis too now, right? The pelvis has the freedom to move. So let's do our cow and cat. And notice that this has a little bit more freedom in the pelvis as we're moving because we're sitting forward. The chair isn't really restricting movement now. So kind of check that out and notice how that feels in your body. I know I can feel this a lot more in my low back, whereas when I was sitting close, it felt more in the upper part of my torso that I was feeling this. Now I can feel the low back a little bit more. Let's do 2 more rounds. So 2 more cows, 2 more cats. And then come on up to sitting, shake out the arms, tap out the feet. Let's get everything actually moving, tapping, shaking, tapping, shaking. Excellent. And then feet come to stillness. Lift your arms up, reach up, lengthen, come forward. Let the arms go back. This time when the arms come up, grab your fingers, interlace. Let the index fingers come to touch. Lean over towards the right side. Come to center, lean over towards the left side. Release the hands, come forward. That's going to be the movement. We're going to take the hands, interlace, release, come on up. Move over towards the right, center, left, release the hands, come down. Bring it up, fingers interlace, index fingers touch, lean right, center, left. There you go. Moving, building heat. When we do this with the index fingers, the arms come a little closer to the ears, you could see. And then come on down, we'll do about 2 more. Coming up, there's that side and this side, releasing. And then this will be the last side. We'll come up and we'll lean and lean. Come down with the arms, shake them out, move them big. And then let's start to make some bigger circles. If it's available in your shoulder joint, it might not be, so you know what circles you have to make. You might be making these. But if you can get that big movement happening, fine. If not, do your thing. And then let's move it in the opposite direction. Excellent. And then shake it out. And now we're going to take the right knee up, out to the side, left arm up, and then we're going to go in a circle. Right and left. Oops, move that block out of the way. So we're getting the right hip moving and the left arm going. Yep, brain movement here. And then let's go in the opposite direction. Excellent. And now grab that right knee in your left hand and then keep the foot elevated, a little more active twist. Press into that left foot, sit up tall. Take a twist over towards the right side. Beautiful. Release, grab your right knee with your right hand, take it out to the side. Left arm goes out. Maybe even press the heel away on the right foot, active foot here. Fantastic, bring it all back in, tap it out. Now you know what we're doing. We're gonna take the left knee out, right arm, and let that go in a circle. Notice how your brain feels on this side. Does it feel a little different? And then we're gonna take it in the opposite direction. And then grab that left knee with your right hand, sit up nice and tall, press into that right foot, take the twist over to the right, maybe even flex that foot on the left, super active twist. Come back to center, grab the knee in your left hand out to the side, foot is still flexed, right arm out. So this is a balancing pose, press into that right foot, nice and tall. Excellent. Bring that leg back in. Arm comes back in. Tap it out. If you want, grab your block so we can do a nice fold forward. You don't need to have it, but I've really been liking it to help me, support me in a fold. So let your feet come out a little farther. Knees apart, as wide as feels nice for you. Lift up the arms first. Reach up. Let them come all the way up. Forearms come to your knees. Pause. Check out for you where your fold is going today. This might be it. If it's not, and your next exhale wants to start to lean forward, go ahead, find your fold, whatever that is for you today. I'm going to stay right here in my fold. I am going to put my hands on the block. And just pause here, folding forward. Breathe in, awareness to low back. Notice how your breath is. We were doing a lot of movement. You might notice some heat in your face, heat in your upper body. We did a lot of activity before we came into our fold, pausing there. 3 more breaths in our fold. And then let's start to make your way up, but do it easy, please. Hands to knees first. Press up, come up to that halfway. Press all the way up. Come back up to sitting. You can go ahead and move your block out of the way. Tap the feet out a little bit. And then I want you to bring the ball of the left foot in so the heel is a lot closer. And I'll just turn so you can kind of see. So this is it. This is going to be a little bit more balancing too. So as ever far back, if you have a chair like mine, you can even leave the heel there. But this is balancing. Let that right leg go out. Sorry about that. And press that right heel away. You might have to get a little bit more situated on your chair because this does create a little balance because I'm on the ball and then my toes are elevated. So there's a lot more balancing here. We're going to sit up nice and tall. And then start to take the twist towards the left knee. And I'll twist with the leg in this direction. Notice how it's feeling. I'm really pressing into the ball of that foot. I'm pressing away with the heel on the right foot. A lot of activity in the twist here. Excellent. Let's come back and turn. Take your arms up to cactus. Notice if you feel a little bit unsettled on your chair, then you need to shift a little. And then we'll turn to the right side. Arms go out as far as you can. Bring them back into cactus. Arms go out. And you might not be fully twisting here. It's perfectly fine. We're just moving the arms best you can. Best you can. Beautiful. Arms come to cactus, come back. Lengthen up, make sure you feel safe on your chair. Hands come down, grab the chair with your left hand and just lean slightly forward. This is a lot here because we're balancing with this left leg. I'm not coming down, you can see I'm not coming down far at all, but I'm holding on to my chair. Excellent, lean up, come up, take that left leg out now, and then maybe just tap the upper leg, it might feel better to do that. Bring the right foot in. And now I'm pressing with my left heel, toes coming towards me, the ball of the foot on the right. I want to get a little bit more supported on my chair, but I do want to feel balancing here. I'm going to do it this way so you can kind of see the way it looks this way. Sit up nice and tall. Then take that left hand to the right knee, twisting towards the right now. Pressing into the ball of the right foot, pressing the left heel away. A lot of balancing happening here. Release, come back to center, arms come up to cactus. We'll twist, take the arms out and bring them back in, out and bring them back in, out and bring them back in, out, bring them back in. Turn back around, sit up nice and tall, come forward. I'm going to bring my hand to the chair back here on the right and just leans forward slightly. You can tell that this is a way different forward because of the way this leg is balancing us. Release, let that right leg go out in front, press both heels away, sit up nice and tall. Draw your left foot in now, plant it. Lengthen, come forward. Notice the difference now. When you plant this foot on the floor, how much more secure you feel, how much safer you feel. And then allow yourself to come down, slide that right hand down the right leg any amount you can. Let's take this left hand to the left hip or the sacrum and take a little twist here. So we're a little lower down in the twist now because it might be a little bit more available because our left foot is stable. It's not in a balancing act. Excellent, release, come back to center. Press up, nice and easy. Both legs go out. Press the heels away, lean back a little bit. Take a big deep inhale. Exhale, release your legs, shake them out a little bit. Fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to bring that right foot in, planting it on the floor. You can see it's planted. Left foot is out. Left heel's pressing, sitting up nice and tall. I want to have long spine as I come forward. Coming forward. Again, I could get a little farther because I have accessibility because my foot is planted on the floor. And just pausing there, noticing how that's feeling in your hamstring. And then just taking that twist over towards the right side. Maybe the left hand comes to the right knee and you draw your hands around to your low back and take the twist. Breathing. And then coming back through center. Hands to the knees, hands to the legs, come on up, bring it up, tap it out. So it's fun sometimes to really do something that's super balancing and then you're like, wait a minute, that feels really different. All right, take your block again, bring it in between the feet, take your feet nice and wide. We're doing some twisting today, we're doing some different kinds of awareness. So let's sit up nice and tall, get yourself situated on your chair. Press into your heels, sit up tall, lean forward, take your left hand to your block, even if it's your fingers only. And then take that right hand out to the side, draw it to where you can. It might be on your sacrum, it might be just on your hip. And then pressing your fingers, if your hand's down low, that's great. But I want you to get tall here. Really press it in and lengthen. And then turn to the right any amount you can. And breathe here. Now activate the legs, press into your heels, lift your toes. Totally different sensation in the low legs. If it's too much, bring the balls of the feet back down to the ground. Excellent. Turn back towards the center. Take your left hand to your left knee, right hand to your right knee. Come on up And then just shift knees side to side. Feet are out again, nice and supported. Sit up nice and tall, lean forward. Right hand comes down. Maybe just fingers. And then really press in and get nice and tall. This left arm goes out to the side, then draw it any amount you can to wherever it will go, and then lengthening and taking the twist over towards the left side. Your hand might be fully in place on your block. Your hand might be even lower down. Perfectly fine wherever it is for your body. Breathe, take a big deep inhale, exhale. Release that left hand, bring it back to left knee. Right hand goes to right knee, pause. And then come on up, press up, shake the legs out. Let's shift a little side to side. Now we're going to do a little bit of something different. I want you to get your feet wide, but then bring your heels in and the balls of the feet come up. You are going to have to sit back a little bit more on your chair. I want you to feel safe, but the heels are lifted here. Notice already it feels a little imbalanced. Sit up nice and tall. You might need to move that block in a little bit. Check it out. But now we're taking this in the opposite way that we did the other one. We did the balance first. Now we're doing it second. Sitting up tall, taking your hands down to that left hand to the block. Notice how your feet feel elevated like this. Take that right arm out to the side and bring it back and around. Pressing into the balls of your feet, noticing where you feel that maybe in your hips, the hip joint. It feels a lot more balancing than it did when the feet are flat on the floor. Breathe. Come back to center, both hands on your knees, sit up, shake out the legs. A lot of interesting noticing today. Then again, feet are coming in, balls of the feet are on the floor, heels are lifted, sit up tall, lean forward. That's where it starts to feel a little bit imbalanced, right? When you come forward, it feels a little shaky. If it's too much, make sure you're sitting in a comfortable way. Right hand comes down, pressing in, lifting, left arm goes out to the side. You know here what we're doing, and we're just taking the twist. Then press into the balls of your feet. If it's too much, of course, don't press in, just release, but you can feel what happens there. It doesn't feel as steady. Playing around with balancing of feet fully planted on the earth. Excellent. Come back around, hands to the knees, both hands. Bring the feet flat to the floor. Take both hands to your block and let's pause. Exhale. A little option here for every exhale, if you want to move the hands out, for every exhale that you want to come down farther, for every exhale that you move all the way down to a full wherever you're going. Just feel and notice and observe as you move the block out or keep it where it is. Letting your breath awareness rest at your low back. Beautiful. And then to keep ourselves safe, both hands to the knees now, right hand to right knee, left hand to left knee, come up halfway. Then press up all the way, bring the feet together, tap it out, shake it out. Excellent. Let's turn towards the right side, dropping that left knee. Getting yourself situated, even kind of maybe standing up and coming down and sitting down so you feel safe. You can take the block to that inner foot here. We're going to do a little bit of playing around here in a pose that we haven't really done before. So I want you to find as much comfort as you can here. My right hand is up on the chair on the right side. I want you to lift that left arm up, lengthen up, and then come forward, touch the block, lift up, come forward, touch the block, lift up, come forward, touch the block. If it's available, come forward, touch the block. If it's not available, don't do it. You'll just come down as far as you can. All right. Next time we come down, I have this hand, my right hand on the chair. Keep your fingers on that block if you can. Sit up nice and tall and then take a twist over here towards the right. and breathe. Then if it's available, start to send that left leg back a little farther. It might not be, so don't push it. And then release. Come back around, come back up, lift the left arm, lift up, lengthen, lean over towards the right side as far as you can. Feel that stretch from knee up through hip. Beautiful. Bring that arm down. Then let's turn it to the opposite side. Shake it out. Kind of notice how you're feeling on this side. Then we're going to take it this direction, right? So we'll bring the block here, get that right knee down. And again, find your way, get yourself situated on the chair. I'm going to have my block right next to my left foot. And just letting this leg be wherever it is. You might have it right here. It's perfectly fine. Where is it for you? You might even have it all the way this way. It's okay. This can be a lot in your hip if you've had some hip projects, for sure. Then if wherever you are, I have my left hand on the chair back here, lift up, coming down, lifting up, coming down, lifting up, coming down, lifting up, coming down. This one more time as we come forward, hand comes down, supporting you as you twist towards that left side and breathe. So I'm just twisting any amount I can with my hands on the block. And then if it's available, start to slide that right leg out. It might not be available, so it's okay. And then start to come back to center towards the left. Lift up the right arm, lengthen, lean over towards that left side. Breathe. Release. Come back and around. Take your block out of the way. Shake out your legs. Just kind of notice how you're feeling. Then let's take a pause in sitting mountain pose for about 3 breaths, just to take a little bit of an inventory of how you're feeling. Maybe eyes are soft, gaze or closed. And then let's shake it out a little bit. And then come on, make your way to standing. However you want to do that. You want to jump out of your chair this morning, please do. If you want to move nice and easy, please do that too. All of our poses that we do and our movements are to be done at your speed, accessible. Shake out the legs now. Should feel pretty good from some of the things we were doing. So we want to give them a shake, 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 shake. And then we're going to do something, I don't think we've done this one before, so it's just going to kind of move into the hips and get the knees moving a little bit. So you could do it one of 2 ways. You can stand up tall and just move the hips around, or you can bend, take your fingers maybe to the knees if that's available, or you're coming down and maybe hands on thighs, but we're going to move the knees around in a circle. If you have some knee challenges, keep your hand on your chair and only do what's available. So we'll make some circles. Doesn't matter which way you're going. I'm moving the knees. And then pause, stand up, shake it out. And then we're going to do it again. So you could be standing and just going this way. But I'm going to bend a little because my knees have that availability. And I'm just going in the opposite direction. So I'm just going to turn so you can see. I'm just getting the knees going. For some of you who have some knee projects, this might be a lot. So you need to figure out what works for you. Excellent. You might be noticing it in your thighs. And then stand up and shake it out. Yep, shake it out. That'll feel really nice to just shake. And then from a standing pose, let's stand up nice and tall. Find your awareness with your feet. Get comfortable. And then let's just shift side to side. Maybe lifting one foot and the other. This is a little balancing too. Just notice how that's happening in your body. And as you're doing this, start to walk your feet out a little wider. a little wider, to where they're comfortable. I'm not going any farther than this. And let's just pause, moving back and forth on your heels and your lifting toes. I have my hand on the chair now, so notice how that is for you. If you feel steady with your feet apart like this, and it feels comfortable, lift your arms up, cross, grab opposite elbows. If you need one hand on the chair, that's great. You can just have your one hand over. But if it's available to stand, let's lift up and then lean over towards the right side, back to center, and lean over to left side. There's the idea. We're just going to move back and forth. So if your hand's on the chair for your support, please have it there. I find that having your legs, your feet a little farther apart here does give a little bit of extra support to the body. So we're just moving side to side, side to side, side to side. This time when we come over towards left side, release the left hand and let it come down. If you need to have your hand on the chair for support, please have it there. But I'm just leaning left here. If your right arm's elevated, great. It's not necessary. Just a little extra stretch. That's all you're feeling. But if you need to have your hand here, please do. Then coming and sliding up. So again, if you have it this way, your hand's coming down, or you're supporting yourself any way you can. Breathing. Breathe, breathe. Beautiful. Let's come on up, release, and then step up, shake out the legs. Having them that wide with the feet is a lot. Now I want you to take the right foot, get steady, left leg goes out in front, then draw it across over towards the right side. So left foot's over towards the right side now. Lift your left arm up, my hand's on the chair, and I'm just going to lean. It's going to give a little extra stretch because of the way you have your leg. It's already crossed over towards that right side. Now we're leaning right. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. Big exhale out, release. Let the arm come down. Unravel the leg, shake it out. Now, if you could have the chair in front of you, we could be doing the same thing. I'll just take that right leg out to the side, cross it over. It's to the left now. I'm going to lift that right arm up and I'm going to lean over towards this left side. Nice stretch down the whole right side body. Notice where you're feeling all of that. Breathe. And then let the arm come down. Release it. Unravel the legs. Shake them out. Let's take a walk down into a downward dog. While you're walking, pedal. Take the pedal, move the legs, pedal out, come all the way to the back. And then when you get to your downward dog, go ahead and lengthen and then bend one knee and the other. Take any movement that feels good in your body here. You might just want to shift the hips side to side. That feels really good for me this morning. All of that 3-hour yoga class I did on Saturday and just shifting hips side to side. Beautiful. And then come to a steadiness. Get your right foot situated and then take your left foot behind your right. Get your feet a little stable. Make sure you're feeling stable here. Send the hips back. Yep, so my left foot is behind my right. This is how they look. My left foot is behind my right. But I'm leaning back. And then get stable with your right hand. Take your left hand down. Take your left hand to the sacrum and then take a little bit of a turn towards the left side. You might feel a little bit of an extra stretch down the left side hip and down the left hamstring, maybe in the back of the knee. If it's too much, undo the feet, please. Release, come back to center. Take that left leg, shake it out a little bit, and then take it and bring it down, pedal out. And then let's walk up. As we're walking up, we're coming back up to stand. And let's just march a little bit at the chair. And then march our way back into downward dog. Because, you know, we have to do the other side. And then shift your hips side to side. Beautiful. So that right foot's going to come behind the left. We're going to have to get our feet situated so we feel comfortable. Pressing back as far as you can. Make sure left hand is steady on this chair. The right hand's going to come down. It's going to go wherever, and then we'll turn a little bit to the right. So notice where you feel that in the right leg. You might feel it in the back of the hamstring, back of the knee. Be kind. And then release. Hand comes back, unravel that leg, pedal out. And then as you're pedaling, let's march up to the top of the chair. And then let's march. Opposites, marching, 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 great. And then let's step it, walk it back a little bit. We don't have to go back too far on this one. Get stable in your feet. Raise the left knee and let's make some circles. Left knee circles. And then opposite direction. And then send it to the back. Heel goes up as far as you can. Bring it in. And press the heel up. Best you can. And when that foot comes forward this time, bring it up, step it up. Let's shake out the legs before we do the right side. And then just kind of take a little awareness of left hip. The left leg might feel just a little different because we were moving through that hip joint. So I'm just going to turn. So remember, we're not set back too far. It's only here. We're not in a full downward dog. Get yourself steady left. Raise right knee, and we'll just circle here. And then opposite. Fantastic. And then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back. And then when it comes forward this time, bring it down, step up, shake it out, shake out your legs. And then again, let's take a little inventory. How are your hips feeling? How are your legs feeling? What are you noticing? And then I want you to take this right foot out to the side, warrior 2 feet, but then I want you to lift the toes, bring them back down, lift the toes, bring them back down. Now, you can let this leg, your left leg, you can have a little bend in it. We just want to lift the toes, bring it back down, lift the toes, bring it back down on that right foot, lift the toes, bring it back down, lift the toes, bring it back down, bend in now, and then come up. Bend in now, bring it back up. So I'm in a rough shape of warrior 2. I want you to get this left leg to be as comfortable as you need it to be because we're really focusing on the right leg right now. And then turn the right toes. And then shift over, bend that left knee. So I want you to feel the lengthening and the stretch in the inner thigh of right. And come up. Slow and steady, stretch again. If you have some knee projects, just lean over. Let the hip lean, the left hip lean. Especially if you have knee projects, don't bend the knee, just shift the hip to the left. You're gonna feel that stretch in the inner thigh. Excellent, come back up to standing. Bring both feet together, let's shake them out. We'll do the same thing on this side. Again, rough shape, right? We're coming into warrior 2, but don't get too worried about this leg because I want you to feel comfortable over here to toes down, toes up, toes down, toes up, toes down, toes up. We're not really bending the knee yet, sorry. Toes up, down, up, down, up, down. Now we can bend in and come up, bend in and come up. I noticed that chair is a little too far away from me and I want to have that balance. Beautiful. And then we're going to come up, pivot this left foot. And then bend that right knee so you can feel this stretch. Again, if it's too much because of knee projects and you don't want to bend the right knee, that's fantastic. Just stand up and just send the hip over to the right. You'll still feel it in the inner thigh. But whatever might be working for you, right? Beautiful. And then just shake out both and then come up to standing. And then we're going to do that fold that we did the other day, and I'll show it to you kind of closer up. I'm standing here at the chair. And you know, when we walk back for downward dog, we're walking the legs all the way back. But I want you to take your feet wide here, as wide as feels comfortable. Then you send your hips back from here, forearms come to the chair, and then move a little side to side. Again, if this is a lot in the knees, you can kind of stand up and just shift the hips side to side. It's getting in the same space in the thighs. I'll turn so you can see it. So I would just be moving the hips side to side. But if you have the availability to bend one knee and the other, go ahead and do that part of it. Okay, so you want to just have your feet wide. I didn't move back too far. I'm just shifting side to side. Gets a nice stretch in the inner thigh muscle here. And then pause, finding your way into just this fold for a moment or two breaths. And then let's start to come up, hands come to the chair, lifting up. And if it's available, heel toe your feet together or just bring them up together. It's okay, you don't have to heel toe them, but sometimes that just gives a little extra awareness. And let's shake out the legs. Beautiful. All right. So let's take hands to hips or one hand to the hip and one hand to the chair. And then take the right foot out, this warrior one pose, if you will. Left foot goes back as far as it can. Take the bend into that right knee. There's your warrior one. My foot is completely on the floor. We're going to play around with the back foot here. So that's why I want you to have your chair. I want you to keep the right knee steady. Left hand on left hip, raise up the heel in the back, bend comes out of the front knee and down, back and down. So I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. I'm in warrior one, but I'm lifting and coming back down. What is this doing? See, I needed the chair. When we were sitting, this creates an imbalance, support, imbalance, support, imbalance, support. Imbalance, support. Come to imbalance. You might need your hand on your chair. Just going to turn back around. Just notice that. Then the foot comes down. Feel the balance. Bend the front knee. More stable, right? Lift the back heel. Notice the instability. Take the hand off the chair if you can. Straighten out through the front knee a little bit more. Lots more imbalance. Notice how when you bend back into the right knee, coming in and stabilizing the foot creates more steadiness. Take the bend out, that left heel is lifted, unsteady. And then take the feet back, that foot back down to the floor, bend into the knee, hands to your hips or one hand to your hip. Take that left hand out to the front, palm faces down. Draw it over, take it over to your right hip or right side, wherever you can take it. And let's take a little twist towards the right. Excellent. We got to play around with that balance standing as well as we did sitting. Come back and around and then come on up to standing and shake it out. So same thing we were kind of doing seated, but now we're doing it standing, so it feels a lot different. So again, you kind of get the idea. We're coming into this warrior one pose, warrior one, bend into the knee, get yourself stable. Your hands might be right on your hip or you need that one hand on the chair. We're going to play with that right foot. Heel up, heel down, heel up, heel down. You can take the bend in and out of the front knee if you want. I'm trying to kind of keep mine a little steadier, but it's okay. I'm just playing with this back leg because there's the balance, right? All right, so let's take it up and pause there with the lift, the heel lifted. Whoop. I'm not feeling as steady here. Take the bend out of the front knee. Notice if you get even more unsteady. And then bend back into that left knee. Notice the way that the bones are stacked. It creates more stability. And then take the bend out again. And then bend back in. Notice the stability that happens. Then plant that right foot. Bend in, warrior one. Notice how that feels, a lot more supported. And then take that right hand out, take it over to the left, anywhere you want. Might just be on shoulder or your hip, and we'll twist to the left. Come back to center and step it up and shake out your legs. Fantastic job. Let's take one more downward dog before we come to sitting. And let's do it by walking it out, right? Marching it out as we walk back, marching it out as we walk back, coming all the way to the back, lengthening. Let that lengthening, maybe bend the knees, feel the length in the back, breathe. Exhale. And then release, start to come up, shift up, come back up. Find your way. If you have your block, you can always use it. We're gonna come into a fold. We've been adding our fold to the end of practice. And then tap out your legs. Take a little bit of awareness of how you're feeling, shifting side to side. Take your block out as far as feels good for you. Sitting up tall, hands to your hips, and then press into your legs as you lift up. Then reach your arms up, lengthen up, come forward. Arms come to your forearms, come to your knees. Take a little bit of an awareness. Where do you want to go here with your fold? Are you ready to just fold in? Or are you just pausing and noticing? I'm going to keep my hands on my block, but I am going to move them out a little farther. What are you doing with your fold? How can you find your way in the way that this feels okay for you? Breathing. Notice the rhythm of your breath. And then fantastic. Now we'll come back up, take right hand to right knee, left hand to left knee, get super stable. Press up, come on back up. Bring your feet together, tap it out. If you want to use your block for our last pose, you can always have it handy. But let's take this right leg up, just hug underneath it, and then shake out that leg a little bit. And then drawing that right knee in as close as you can get it to the body, to your body that feels comfortable. And any amount you could bring the forehead down towards it. And as you release up, you're lifting up. Maybe that ankle is coming up to the left knee. This is where you can always play around with that block, right? You can elevate the floor because that's what the block does. It just brings the floor higher to you. I have availability on this hip to do this, but I want to make sure my seat feels comfortable. So make sure you feel safe if you're doing this. And then we want to sit up because when we move forward into this pose, we want to feel safe, secure, and supported. And then coming in however you feel comfortable as you come forward. And let's pause here. We'll hold this for a few breaths. Your breath being the focus as you inhale and exhale. The hip on the right, softening as much as you can, releasing, relaxing, whatever word feels okay for you there. Every exhale, letting go of tension, tightness, grippiness. What's your word for what you're noticing there? You might not have any tension in that hip at all. One more breath. And then lifting up. When you're ready, moving out of the pose. As I said, and when you join me, I don't usually do the twist with the block under my foot. It's too much. And then we did some active twists today, so let's just let this be a nice easy twist to the right. And then shifting back around to center, shaking it out. And then where are you heading to the opposite side? I don't usually use the block on that side because this leg is a little different. So then just raise the leg a little, maybe rock the knee out. And then draw the leg in as close as you can for you. And then maybe let your forehead come down to where you can. And then let's start to get that ankle over towards the knee, or it's down towards your foot. You know your body. I can't see you all, so you know how to do this pose for yourself for safety and support. Wherever you are, we want to come into the fold easy or just leaning forward at half an inch or quarter of an inch. And then coming in and letting our breath be the main focus here. The inhales, the exhales. Take 2 more breaths on this side. And then releasing. Checking out where you're headed with this leg. And then we'll just take that easeful twist or the best twist we can over here towards the left. And then shift it back around, shake it all out, tap it out. Excellent. I'll come forward so we can do a little bit of Shavasana for today. And find yourself in a comfortable spot. Let's take a little bit of an awareness down, drawing awareness to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, letting the exhale come down through your body, noticing shoulders, noticing your body. Let the breath move all the way down to your feet. Notice the support of your feet. If you notice that you're trying to keep the knees together, like I am right this moment, on your next exhale, see if you can just let the knees start to release, the hips start to release, and the knees just move away from each other. And then let's find our breath here. In the inhale, it comes to the crown. The exhale moves down the body to your feet. The inhale moves to the crown. Exhale moves to your feet. Inhale moves to the crown. Exhale moves to your feet. And then your next inhale, bring it to the center of your chest and the heart space. And then let's just breathe in and out, noticing the center of the chest, the heart, moving from the outwardness of heart center, then noticing ribs, then moving deeper into the heart space, and then a little deeper there to that awareness of the essence of the heart. The place of our deep inner knowing of ourselves. The deep space inside of our innate intelligence. As we breathe in and out here at heart center, connecting ourselves to our inner selves, but then connection to each other in the space that we've created. The idea of compassion for self first, so that our compassion for others can be strong. Let your awareness just rest at the center. Inhales and exhales, rhythm of breath. And then as we move from this inner space of the heart center, starting to come back out of practice, starting to notice gratitude where we can towards ourselves, towards our bodies, moving our fingers, moving our toes, and then finding gratitude towards one another for being in this space, even though we don't all know each other, it doesn't matter. We're connected by that source of connection, of this beautiful way that we hold space together. And then finding that spark of light inside of us that we know is that beautiful light of kindness and compassion. And as we bring hands to heart or hands together or wherever your hands decide to be, we lift up that spark of kindness in ourselves and we send it outward to each other as we use the word, the beautiful word of yoga, which is namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on my birthday today. I'm so grateful for each one of you that you share practice with me. This is the highlight of my day when I'm with you all, and then I move into my